So one night the idea of creating a scary 3D game just hit me from nowhere. I started typing a few potential story concepts, things for the environment, and how to make it to the game. And that's where my story-driven horror game started the game development marathon. And I'm here to tell you that whole story in a couple of devlogs. I'm going to show you a few shots from more recent things that I implemented, but the right time for talking about them will come in the future. And as this is the first devlog about my scary game, let's start from the beginning. So I had a lot of experience in 2D, but making a 3D game was something new to me. And I wanted to learn about it while I was making the game. And even why not streaming it, as I always wanted to try it out. So that's what I did on my other channel that was created for live streaming that process. But let's get back to the game. At first I wanted to create a cave. And for that I found the perfect tool, that is Terrain 3D for Godot, where I can create the necessary terrain basically from zero and transform it however I like. And the terrain that you can see is the product of a couple of hours using this tool. Designing ground with it is great. Walls are harder to make, but ceiling in this setup I believe is impossible. My first idea was to add 2 times the same node and curve it that way to make something similar to a sphere. But I think that I'm limited to only one terrain 3D node, but maybe I'm wrong. Please let me know if you know that I'm wrong. So for now, let's don't worry about the upper part of this cave, as my next idea is that I'm going to cover it later with a simple round sphere. Also, why even bother, cause the player won't be able to see that far with the lighting that I'm aiming for. It's going to have that dense fog as we can see in other games, like Silent Hill for an example, to create that heavy atmosphere. Okay, so we have the terrain, that's cool, but is that game going to be only about that raw cave? The answer is no. I want you to know that it wouldn't be just another regular cave, but rather my plan is to make a science facility placed deep underground for some reason. Don't ask me why. I'm not going to tell you a lot. Okay, maybe in another future devlog, but I won't tell you just yet. Oh, and if you reach that point, let me ask you to hit that like button if you're enjoying it so far. Thanks! Let's get back to the cave, as sculpting this terrain was way more fun than I expected, and I still want to improve a few things with it, but for now the general paths are where they should be, so it will let us place new things like assets in correct places. Also, for now I used only one texture. I tried a few more but wanted to keep it simple at the start, as for now the shape is more important than the looks of it, and we'll get back to textures in the future. Also, the shape is not perfect as well, but keep in mind that's only a prototype for now, and we'll definitely get back to fixing that terrain a bit later. So, those were my first steps with my horror game, and since then a lot has happened with this project. And there's a lot more to tell you, but I want to ask you here at the end if you would be interested in more devlogs video from this project. Type your opinions in the comments, and in the meantime, check out my next video.